Welcome back, everybody. This is Boats, Beers, and Backroads, and I'm Jamie Allison, your host. And today we're going to be heading to Clarington and kind of find a real growing gem in that area. It's Tilted Glass Brewing. Whether you're a kind of a weekend warrior looking for a perfect pint after a day of maybe getting out and doing stuff, or maybe you're somebody who just enjoys kind of music and a real kind of good kind of craft brewery vibe. The spot has become a real favorite, and today I'm going to be joined by Jamie Truax, and she's been part of kind of building that community from the tap room out, and really want to hear a little bit more about kind of how that works and how important that is. So first of all, Jamie, thanks for doing this. It's earlier than you don't have a bunch of people in the brewery yet, so it's nice,
Yeah,
but you can see that you're in the brewery, which is pretty cool. So thanks for taking the time with us today.
thanks for having me.
All right. Well, why don't we start out a little bit, because people will think that your brewery is relatively new, I guess, in that it being the Tilted Glass. So tell us a little bit about the story behind the brewery and how it came to be and how it's developing right now.
For sure. So I haven't been here from the beginning. I used to go to it before,
Okay.
but basically, the owner he bought it during the pandemic. He saw an opportunity. He's got a very, very good eye for that kind of thing, and he enjoys craft beer, and he thought, hey, why not?
Yeah.
Um, they changed the name just for a fresh start.
Hmm.
And that's basically how it came to be. March 2021, they
Yeah.
bought it, and it's been steadily growing since. Some people are still shocked, like, "Oh my gosh, I live right here. I didn't know." And then other people like, "Oh, I've been coming here for years." So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you have a fairly large space too. Like that's the thing, both inside and outside. So
yes.
talk about that a little bit.
So we actually have the biggest bar top in Durham region.
Mhm.
Like my short arms won't will not reach across it. Um, but yeah, we have the biggest bar top. I mean, we can have up to inside outside 150 people. We've got a really big patio. Like it's a great space, and it's homey. Even though it's big, it's still homey and comforting.
Mhm, mhm. And so if you were to say kind of what sets it apart from other breweries, because there's getting to be kind of, and actually it's a good thing because people I know start to tend to go from one brewery to another doing kind of like small
Yes.
tours and all that fun stuff, which we'll talk about. But what separates you? Like what makes Tilted Glass different than some of the other breweries out there?
Honestly, I think, I mean, obviously the other breweries are incredible. Everyone, we love everyone in this area and the industry. They're just everyone is doing something different, and
Mhm.
we tend to be a little bit more experimental than some of the other breweries,
Yeah.
and it shows. It shows on our taps and in our customers. Like if they want something a little more European, they're going to go to another place. But
Mhm.
we've had a root beer porter
Yeah.
and it went like crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what are so think beer wise then? What are kind of a couple of kind of standard fan favorites, but then we all know that a lot of breweries have different seasonal things and things like that. Give us an example of kind of what's the standard like? What is something if you were going to come in today and it's winter now, so it's probably a little bit different than the middle of summer. So tell us what a couple of fan favorites are maybe, and then also what do you do at different seasons and things like that.
I would, someone brand new to the craft industry, I would start them off with our blonde or our lager. Very, very popular. More like I don't want to say their names, but like the more popular brands.
Sure, sure.
And it's definitely a safe place to start. And then they'll get a flight and they'll slowly move into something a little bit different. For winter, I mean, we actually even right now we've got it's called Mary Blondar, and it's a peppermint blonde.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. We've got a stout coming off next week, and it's just for the winter, like it's a lot heavier. People enjoy like a heavier, thicker beer. It's
Mhm.
just why not,
Just
right?
yeah, and it really does depend, right? Because in the summertime, I know that that's a time where you often I know also have you sell radlers, you sell kind of sours and things like that too. Is that kind of the shift, I guess, that happens when you're in the summer, and a lot of people listening here will be kind of cottagers who love kind of grabbing some stuff and taking it away and things like that. Is that the difference, I guess, between summer and kind of winter, is the darkness and heaviness of the beer versus a lighter kind of seasonal thing?
100%, 100%. Even the beer cocktails will move a lot more in the summer because
Mhm.
people come in, they're going to sit on our patio, they're going to bring their dog out to the patio, and they're just going to sit and enjoy the sun. And so, but the beer cocktails absolutely go a lot better in the summer. Not to say they don't go well now,
Yeah.
but you know yourself, you're going to enjoy certain cocktails more in the summer than you do the winter. Um, it's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
People, yeah,
Yeah.
people come and grab their cans before on their way to the trailer or their cottage. Now it's more, okay, how many cans can I fit in a stocking? Um, you know,
Yeah, yeah. Well, and so the one thing that is, and I think people can't underestimate how important it is to have almost community around a craft brewery, because it is a little bit different because you've got to draw people to your spot, not just from the beer, but from kind of all of the other things that you have from that end, and you do a lot of events, you do a lot of things that create people coming back, I guess. And tell us a little bit about how important is that, I guess, first of all, and then how do you do it to make sure that you can kind of create that community around the people that are your customers?
listening to what the customers want is a really, really big deal. Since I've taken over management, they've come in and said, "Hey, I want to see more of this. I want to see more of this." Done. Okay, absolutely. This is doable.
Mhm.
Let's do it. And even, booking a comedy show, you have to be careful with who you're booking
Mhm.
because, you watch a little bit of their stuff. If you notice that it's probably not going to be good for this crowd, which can be a little bit more conservative here in Clarington,
Sure.
um, you're not going to want to book someone who's really out there, going to mock the town entirely,
Yeah.
and then it'll be silent. You have to be really careful, but just honestly listening to the customers because they're the ones that are going to keep coming back. They're going to tell their friends and post it on social media and be like, hey, guess what? You got to come back here. You got to come try this. And
Yeah.
just make it fun and enjoyable for them.
Yeah, yeah. And you talk about kind of listening to customers. Do you do that formally? Do you do it just informally because you're there and people are there? How do you do that?
A little bit of both. I'll do a poll here and there on social media. Other times, I've had people say, oh, I haven't been here in a while, but I decided to come back. And I'll go, okay, what brought you back? What made you do this? And they're like, well, I really want to see this again. And um, say, okay, it's on my docket. Let's do it. Keep an eye on our social media because I'm not going to go and do something that no one is going to want
Mhm.
and it's going to be empty.
Yeah, yeah,
People want empty, but all of these events are what truly keeps it going because, yeah, we can brew beers constantly, but we
yeah,
don't keep the people coming in.
yeah. And how much is due to, I mean, obviously even the names of craft beer and the graphics on the cans that you sell and things like that, it is important for a craft brewery. So how important is creativity in some of those things, whereas it's not just about the beer for some things. I mean, obviously, especially your basics are probably about the beer, but some stuff is about how do you package it in a way that is creative.
People, it's a natural reaction. You're going to judge a book by its cover.
Hmm.
And if someone sees a really cool can, they're going to go, oh, yeah, I got to try that.
Yeah.
And, if it's a boring plain can, they're going to go, all right, I guess I like that type of IPA or whatever. It's no big deal.
Hmm.
But if the can is more inviting, yeah, they're gonna want to buy it. I have absolutely had people come in and go, I am definitely buying this for the can.
Hmm.
And cool, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have an artist that we use for some of this stuff, and they're incredible. And we have a certain vibe that we go with, and
Yeah.
we have different ones for like our local series, which I think you've probably seen.
Hmm.
A little bit more plain, but it makes a big deal for our customers because they laugh, when they see the names of some of these, like, oh, I know this place. Oh, I know that. And it's Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Well, and it does give kind of that local community feel to it, which is another thing
Exactly.
because, I know, where you're located, it is kind of close to all of the things in Bowmanville, which are there in Clarington, obviously, but you also have a lot of bike trails nearby, things like that that people can kind of go to kind of multiple breweries in a day. Do you find that you, especially in summer, see a lot of that where people are doing their own kind of like brewery tours kind of in the area? Is that something that you see a lot of now?
Yes, absolutely. We've had a bike tour in. Obviously, they only had one because
Mhm.
you can't bike and drive and drink and bike.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we absolutely have people that are just, they'll come in even on a Thursday. They've got a day off. We're
Yeah.
brewery hopping. It's like, excellent. Where'd you come from? Where'd you go to?
Mhm.
And I even try to cater like what they've had because if they've had something lighter, it's like, okay, let's move you down into the darker side, like a little, change it up a little.
Yeah.
Uh, but yes, we absolutely we get tours of all shapes and sizes. And
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and so I know that you have music, you have other things kind of especially as you head towards weekends and stuff. So what is you mentioned kind of you have a vibe around your kind of how you do your kind of, creativity around it and the names and all those things. Um what is a Friday night like, I guess, at the brewery? Like what is there a certain kind of is there a vibe that, if people coming in there would this is kind of what you're gonna, expect, I guess, at the brewery?
we're starting to change it up. Things are going to change a little bit in the new year.
Hmm.
We're not going to have any live music until the summer now, just because the
Yeah.
patio is just a gem for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But like it could be a comedy show, it could be pop-up trivia, it could be anything really. It could be a girls' night where we throw on rom-coms on the projector,
Hmm.
um, and have discounts on beer cocktails. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
fun little things that we can kind of come up with.
Yeah. Cool. And why do you think, so one of the things because of the type of podcast we have, a lot of it is kind of that kind of cottagey feel and things like that. And why do you think breweries have now create like so much of it is connected with, you talked about, you have a great patio with, kind of the opening doors and all that stuff, so it kind of feels like one big space. And um, why do you think that has connected with people so much? Because that is the one thing that's a little bit different with craft breweries, whether it's yours or other ones, kind of all over the place. It's creating that outdoor kind of environment as well. Why do you think that's become so synonymous with craft brewing?
Because you can do so much with that. It doesn't have to be the cookie cutter, like the classic restaurant. This is their patio. This is exactly what it looks like, and everyone's patio looks like that.
Hmm.
Ours is a little bit different. And the fact that you can actually bring your dog on the patio is a really big draw for people.
Yeah,
Really, really big draw.
yeah,
It just makes it that much more inviting,
yeah.
you know?
And do you because some breweries also, I know you kind of serve food, but it's a little bit different. Like, do you have collaborations with people? How do you kind of go through that whole piece that everyone kind of figures out different ways of being able to have the food-based stuff or collaborations with people?
I want to work with, local food trucks and things. We even have a
Mhm.
neighbor that we're attached to that it's like, hey, that we don't mind that people go and buy their food and bring it here and come grab a pint. We
Yeah,
don't mind if
yeah,
they bring the outside food. Obviously, yeah, we've got snack food.
sure.
Um, but
But
I'd
that's a
rather,
smokehouse next to you too,
it
so that
is.
that
It
helps
is.
as well. It connects
It's never
nicely
bad.
with your beer. Yeah, for
Brisket and
sure.
beer is never a bad thing.
Yeah.
Never. But like I want to work with local talent. We've got some really, really popular, and yourself being around here,
Yeah.
um, some of the local talent is some of the food is just absolutely incredible, and it is a draw in itself. People will go and buy their sauces, and so you get them here. You're going to get the people. They're going to come and say, "Hey, all right, no, I'm definitely going to try this beer while I'm here."
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's supporting everyone, people supporting other people in the area, and that is such a big, big deal for me.
Yeah. And okay, so you personally, if obviously you're in the brewery probably a lot actually because you
A little bit.
probably yeah, so you're probably there often. But when you do have, and whether you're grabbing kind of your own and going somewhere, but if for like a weekend in kind of your area or something that you can kind of connect those things, do you have a kind of favorite, things that you like to do or that you recommend kind of in that connect with your brewery, but also with kind of the area?
Um, Honestly, going down to the beach close by with my kids
Mhm.
is a really big favorite. I mean, my kids love coming in here because they play. We've got some outdoor games and they play them all the time.
Yeah,
Um, and it's nice to be near the water. I love being near the water with the kids, and
yeah, yeah,
it's just fun. It's fun.
yeah.
It's relaxing, and they can throw rocks, and I can enjoy the sound.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that you just mentioned something there that probably is a little that's the one thing that has changed, I think, with breweries is that they've become family spaces as much as kind of a place to have a beer. It's a place that you can have a beer and your family can enjoy kind of all the other things because you have a space that creates that for them as well. Is that something that that you've seen an increase in, or at least, is very much a part of what you do.
Absolutely, because parents, life is incredibly busy, and the fact that parents can come and kind of unwind a little bit, bring their kids, throw cornhole at the kids, or
Hmm.
we've got board games and stuff, and they can still chill, and the kids are fine, and they're always well behaved. They don't run around with the kettles or anything like that.
Yeah,
Um, it makes it that much, again, more welcoming for the parents to be able, oh, okay, I can bring my kids.
yeah,
This is great.
yeah,
We're not
yeah,
stuffy by any means. It's everyone is welcome. That's
yeah.
just it.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that, especially at your place, is that it does feel like it's very welcoming and everyone is welcome, which is a cool thing as well. So, Um, okay, so one of the things that if people are trying to find out more about Tilted Glass and maybe some of the events coming up and things like that, what are some of the best ways to be able to follow it and to find out more?
Yes, definitely social media, Instagram and Facebook at Tilted Glass Brewing Co. I do a ton of posting on there. I mean, we even have a silly brewery elf named Happy Gilmore who gets into some mischief around here.
Yeah.
Um, Definitely the best way of seeing what's going on there for sure.
Perfect. All right. And what we'll do is we'll put them in the show notes as well. So people, if you
Nice.
if you didn't get that, just click through and be able to check out everything at Tilted Glass. Be sure to go in there and check it out anyway, because there's great beer, but also a nice environment and definitely something if you're making your own kind of brewery tour, make sure it's one of the stops on the list as well. So and again, if you haven't hit subscribe on the podcast, do that now. We have great people every week, just like Jamie. And again, thanks for also kind of hosting us in the brewery, kind of virtually. So
Thanks.
thanks for doing that, and yeah, and again, thanks for taking the time and helping us kind of understand a little more about Tilted Glass and brewing in particular. So thanks for that, Jamie.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me.
All right, and everybody else, we'll talk again on Boats, Beers, and Backroads.